If there's anything to be said about our coast, it's that something magical happens almost every day, and I am still on a quest to capture a whale near a white shark. I've seen it happen in the past, so it is possible it can happen again. I shifted my focus over to a single whale, and I followed it along the coast to learn where it goes. This is the whale, whom I've named Cupid, because of the two heart-shaped patterns on its back. It's rolling in the sand. At first, it looks like the whale is eating. Gray whales trap minute organisms by rolling to one side on the ocean floor and sucking in mud, water, and tiny invertebrates. They press out the water with their tongue. They are the only baleen whale that mines the ocean bottom in this manner. But at Point Dume, they are rubbing themselves clean in the sand. Although it's not out of the realm of possibility, they do grab a snack sometimes. But for the most part, during the migration, the whales fast for 6 months or so, losing about 30% of their body weight. And as I followed this whale, I was able to capture some pretty awesome moments. You can see the heart-shaped pattern on its back here. And capturing moments like this is exactly why I love to do this. I continued to follow the whale. About 15 miles later, I noticed the whale turned toward shore to scratch its back once again. The whale is a stone's throw away from the highway. It's a beautiful contrast of navigation, and most folks driving by have no idea that it is there. And here, I filmed it for 30 minutes, just rolling in the sand next to the highway. This made me wonder, is this path taken by just a few select whales, and why? This has to be one of the most picturesque locations this whale will pass on its journey northward. So I made it a point to follow other whales to see what path they take. Roughly half the whales I see at Point Dume ended up here. Here's another group. This time, one of the whales began to spy hop. Spy hopping is when whales poke their heads above the surface in order to get a better view of their surroundings. It's a whale watcher's treat when witnessed, and one you can see from the road in Malibu. If you look closely, you can actually see a few cars pulled over to watch this scene. I noted another group of whales about 2 miles out at the same time. I'm not certain why these whales chose two different paths. While these whales were spy hopping and rolling in the sand, the others just breezed by at a distance. This made me come back the next day to see what path the whales from Point Dume would take. What's the pattern? Is there a pattern? Some of you may have seen my live stream the next morning. For those of you that didn't see this live, we were treated to 5 whales rolling and interacting at Point Dume. Two whales in particular traveled separate from the other 3. This is one of them. It was especially active, rolling and scraping its itchy back in the sand. Notice the visible dot on its side. I used that dot to identify the whale as it moved along the coast. Its movements, so graceful and deliberate, you can actually see the whale give its back a good scrape right here. And so I wondered, which path would these 5 whales take? To my surprise, they took different paths. The group of 3 stayed far out at sea, and the couple with the distinctive white marks on them ended up taking the sandy path near the highway. And just like the whales the day before, they stayed there rolling in the sand before moving on. And for me, as I filmed them, it was amazing to see the moment they decided to move on, giving me one last look at their white dots before continuing their journey to Alaska. I remain intrigued as to why these whales take 2 different paths. Tell me what you think in the comments below. One thing is for certain. The next time you drive along the coast, make sure to remember, something amazing is probably happening right next to you. You just have to look. If you enjoy this footage, please like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about the content I just shared, please read the citations in the video description below. I've also included some links to organizations where you can get involved in protecting our oceans.